Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to the Sanctuary. Tonight is a special night. And as soon as I find my lozenges, I will tell you why. Where the fuck did I put them? God dang it, I lost them. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Found them. Okay, so recently, for those of you who are not aware, recently the announcement was made of the release date for Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail, the newest expansion in the Final Fantasy XIV saga. It will be released on July 7th with early access on June 28th. Now, on June 28th, of course, we will be doing the main scenario of Dawn Trail. However, before I do that, I wanted to get through something that I have been meaning to do for quite a while. It has been 10 years, almost 11 now, since the release of Final Fantasy XIV, or at least A Realm Reborn. It's been 13 years since Final Fantasy XIV released. And in that time, Final Fantasy XIV has changed so much over the years. Now, I have decided, especially since the announcement, that I am going to play through the entirety of Final Fantasy XIV and play it side by side with my old footage from way back when. Now, a couple of things before we start. First and foremost, much of the old footage was taken during the Heaven's Ward expansion, but I have been playing since 2.0 beta. So a lot of footage I am going to be comparing a lot of footage and offering commentary on how much it's changed since my time starting. Second thing, in these playthroughs, we're going to have some rules. Yes, I did say rules on that, and I do not, and people might think this is a little bit weird that I'm going to have rules doing this, but this is just for my benefit. Now, in the early episodes that I did for A Realm Reborn, we did 3 separate playthroughs we did 3 separate characters to cover the entirety of the first part. So as such, up to the Envoy quest, we are going to be using new characters. Just to kind of go through them each one by one. We will be following the same order I used in my playthrough of A Realm Reborn, but with different characters since Bayon Oronir, Lady Cassandra, and Vapanoon are all, I've long since deleted them. The second rule, I will only be doing any instances, I will only be using the newly introduced duty support system. Seeing as how everything that's in the main scenario can be done through duty support, I don't necessarily need a party for this. The only exception I will be making to this rule are when I compare the raids, because raids are not covered under duty support. So as such, I will have to form parties or use Party Finder. Finally, and this is going to be a weird one, but after the Envoy quest, I am only going to use the job that Meteor was using in the expansion, or at least the main mascot job. So as such, in A Realm Reborn, I will be playing as Marauder / Warrior. In Heaven's Ward, I will be switching to Dragoon. In Stormblood, I will be doing 2 jobs represented. I will be using Monk for the Alamigo parts of the campaign, and then Samurai for the Doman parts of the campaign. Shadowbringers, of course, will be Dark Knight, and finally, Paladin will cover Endwalker. And this should cover everything up to from A Realm Reborn up to the end of Endwalker and into Dawn Trail. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to switch over to my side-by-side comparison and say hello to the newest screen that I decided to work with. We are using the A Realm Reborn splash screen, which you can use in Final Fantasy XIV. Now, we're gonna start the game right quick. Now, Chris Valentine will sit on the back burner doing his own thing while I do the first few quests up to the Envoy quests, but following that, I will be using Chris Valentine's New Game Plus in order to go through the rest of it. For now, though, let's start with episode 1. Now, in episode 1, I made Bayan Oronir. And I'm going to make a new character. I've already made some appearance data for pretty much everything. But for this one, we are going to be starting in Ul'dah. And for this one, I am going to go way back. And just to show you how way back we're going, I am going to be starting this as the role, as the job, or the race I started as, which is Hur. Now, a lot has changed since A Realm Reborn started, and there are certain faces that have been added since A Realm Reborn released. So I am going to be using face number 7 for Hur, only because I think it looks a lot better, but so this was essentially, I originally had, which face did I have? I think I had this one. But I'm going to go for the more rugged look only because, you know, I've actually got a beard, so, or at least some stubble. Anyway, so we're not going to save the character data. We're going to do Second Astral Moon, Third Sun, Thaliak the Scholar, just for shits and grins. Juju asks, how has your day been? My new Switch controllers came in today and I got myself a lamp so I don't have to use the big light. Very nice, very nice. Let's go back to our side-by-side comparison right quick. All right. So, when I initially made this character, I initially made him as a Aura, only because it's my propensity to use Auras, but I am going to be following this to the letter. I'm going to start as Hur up to like the halfway point and then switch to Mikote, and then we will go to my characteristic Aura for the rest of it. However, for the starts of this, I'm going to be starting as a pugilist. And here in the earlier, I tried using the name Shizuo Heiwajima and failed. So now I'm going to see whether or not Chris Valentino can work. Whoops. Holy how? How did that work? All right. All right, let's get into this. And of course, this was way back in the bottom footage was taken way back in the day when I was streaming on PS4. So certain blue screens might come up. All right, we're going to stop. We're going to pause for a minute because the world Lamia is currently full. Nice, strong Italian name. Yeah. All right, let's go side by side. 3, 2. So far, not a lot has changed except, you know, different characters. I actually forgot that I had that particular Aura face for just the longest time.
Here. Here. Feel.
You know, looking at it now, the color quality is so much better. I am strongly reminded of how much shit has changed since A Realm Reborn. Especially considering I used to use my camera a lot. And then I became a PNG tuber. So that's a main difference. It is the main difference, depending on which job you start off with, it'll show a different job gear. But anyways. Hey. Hey, you. You all right, lad? You were moaning something fierce for a while there. Feeling the effects of the ether, I reckon. You'll get used to it, though. Don't worry. All right, let's pause for a second, because... Oh. I want to make sure that I get the right size... How do I do it again? I'm trying to resize the... Why am I drawing a blank? Yeah, I'll come back to that. 7. I might as well fast forward a little bit. Ooh, caught it right in the nick of time. Anyway, let's continue. Phew. That kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. You'll be careful around them brass blades, lad. Bastards will have the shirt off your back if they fancy it. Like common bandits they are, only less honest. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Hey, seeing as we still got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see? Brent's the name, and peddling's me trade. And judging by your unusual garments, I'll wager you're one of them new adventurers. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret adventuring's a risky business. These days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Now, I'm going to say to gain power here, only because I get the proper combat ring that I need. And we'll just fast forward through more of the footage. Power? As in, power to do good? Like protecting the weak and fighting for what's right and all that? I thought that's what you meant. Well, adventurers do get up to a lot of fighting, that's for sure. You'll never be short of a chance to polish your warcraft in the adventuring business. When you arrive in town, you'd best enroll at the Adventurers Guild. They'll set you on the right path. And it wouldn't hurt to join a guild, neither. Uldar's home to a few, so if you fancy learning how to fight with a sword, your fists, or even spells, you should think about seeking one out. Just remember, though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead. That's a fact. By the by, is this your first trip to Uldar? Now, we're going to say yes, only because reasons. But of course, it is. Well then, let this journeyed itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. Uldar's ruled by the Sultana in name, but as most folk know, the Syndicate holds all the real power. Them and them monetarist cronies would happily get rid of her Glace altogether, but that won't happen while she still commands the loyalty of the Royalists. And the Royalists are nothing if not loyal. These factions have long fought over power, throwing the weight of their wealth against each other, and they show no sign of stopping. Of course, the Lizardmen, that's the Amalja, couldn't care less about Uldan politics. They have their own interests, see, and they ain't afraid to use force to serve them. They say war is a gift to peddlers, need, breed, and profit, and though it shames me to say it, I'm inclined to agree. Ah, at long last. Behold, Uldar, jewel of Dalaran, where folk turn sand into gold.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises, a solitary rose amidst the dust and rock.
Just looking at it side by side now, it's...
Her name, Uldar.
The differences are just glaring now.
The coming of the seventh umbral era, hope springs eternal.
For one, my footage looks so crappy.
Bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul. One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
And here's where we part ways, lad. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. then it's off to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. You never did tell me your name, though. Hey, but here's an idea. Become the sort of story personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all. For by fire are we reborn.
It has been such a long time. Alright, we can fast forward because PS4 load times are just iffy. So. But yeah, my PC and my PS4 are just two wildly different machines. And this is starting to... Please take note that this is not a stab at the PS4 version. Especially considering it has been a long time since I played on the PS4. Oi, Angela, over here. I mean you. Fresh off the carriage by any chance? Eh? How can I tell? Ha! Oh. I forgot how many blue screened areas. Oh, it rewound me for some contrived reason. Let me... Anyway. Name's Wyman, and my business is knowing every bugger else's. Now then, what if I was to offer you some invaluable advice by way of welcome to our fair city? Free of charge even. Just as once like. Welcome to Ul'dah, the shining beacon of prosperity rising from the deserts of Thanlan. There we go. Now I can... Perfect. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. Of course, I'm going to go with gamepad because reasons. Follow the instructions to move your character and adjust the position of the camera. When you're ready, speak to Wyman. Okay, the first thing I'm doing is changing my character configuration so that I'm not looking at... Oh, wait. I'm going to change all the... By tomorrow, I will have changed all of this. And my HUD will look a lot better. But until then, you know. For now, we'll get rid of auto attack. And we'll hang on to return for now, but I will be getting rid of that too. Anyway, let us speak to Wyman. Oh, active help. Character configuration. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this for a second while I try to remember how to turn that off. Turn off the profanity filter. Jesus Christ. I am an adult and I fucking love swearing. All right, close the play guide because I don't need that. and turn off active help windows. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk to Wymond. Just plain with it to anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. If I let you go wandering off down the nearest dark alley, you're certain to get mugged, or worse. And I don't want that on my conscience. So, before you do anything else, you'll want to head over to the Quicksand and speak with Mumody. She's the master of the Adventurers Guild. It set you on the right path. Just take those steps over yonder and pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck with the adventuring, adventurer. You have begun a quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. And I continue to hate this tutorial because it is. I would consider this and the next quest that we go into just. All the times I jumped over the banister instead of just walking around. Anyway. Why, hello there. Who might you be? If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you've come to the right place. Name's Mumody, and I own this fine establishment, if it please you. I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Ul'dah, so you might say that looking after green adventurers like yourself is my vocation. And lucky for you that it is. Without someone like me to steer you right, you'd soon find yourself out in the middle of nowhere, caught up in business you don't understand. Like our conflict with the Amalsha, for example. They've been plaguing the Sultanate for nigh on, forever now. And then there's the Garlean Empire. None can say for sure what they're plotting these days. Only that they are. Aye, the people drink and make merry. But underneath it all, there's worry. Worry and a lingering feeling of loss. And it's little wonder. It's scarce been 5 years since the Lesser Moon cracked open like a giant egg, releasing an abomination intent on turning the realm into an eighth hell. So much was lost in the blink of an eye. 'Twas like the end of the world had come at last. But then things begin to get foggy. Everyone's got their own version of what happened next. Some of them 2 or 3. You'd think people would remember something like that, but the fact is, they don't. Nobody does. There is one thing the survivors agree on, though. The part played by a band of adventurers who laid down their lives for a realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering, I'm sure you'll agree. It's just a shame our recollections of those brave heroes are as jumbled as those of the calamity itself. Whenever we try to call their faces to mind, it's like they're standing between us and the midday sun, permanently silhouetted. I'll bet that sounds poetic to you, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's bloody infuriating. But even if we can't remember them, we'll not let them be forgotten. And so we call them the Warriors of Light. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. That's why I welcome new arrivals like yourself to our fair city. All I ask is that you lend a helping hand and try to leave Ul'dah in a better state than you found her. If you can promise that, I'd be happy to let you join the guild. All right then, a promise is a promise now. I'm counting on your help to put the past behind us. We need people working and spending and bickering like the old days. And a happy and prosperous Ul'dah means more business for the Quicksand too. Any road, let's make this official. Go ahead and write your name in the ledger, in the register, neat as you can. And yet I still can't talk. Chris Valentino. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, it does. All right, Master Valentino. On behalf of the Adventurers Guild, I officially... Please, sir, be merciful. 12 is my witness. I swear to you, I'll bring you your money. In the East, it is said that even a merciful god might be driven to vengeance if thrice blasphemed. Be grateful that you were given a fourth chance to offend. You two, attend to this scum. No, please, mercy. Hell, ain't that a sorry sight? Not an uncommon one, if I'm honest. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, I doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bothering me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tales of a gentleman's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Any road, welcome to Uldar, Chris. Take a moment to catch your breath, and I'll teach you a little about our fair city. And with that, we have completed the tutorial. You have taken the first step as an adventurer in the city of Uldar. Listen well to the wisdom of Momo Modi, then go forth and discover incredible adventures that await you. And we've got a level up. Now, can I leave this place is the question, because I've got a whole bunch of... Nope, still can't. Okay. And if I remember, did I try to leave? No, I ended up talking to the smiths, so... Alright, let's complete the next quest on here. Close to home. I spent a lot of time talking about it and not doing shit. Before you go charging off to find your fortune, I have a few basic tasks I'd like you to perform so as to help you get to know the place. First of all, I want you to visit the Aetheryte Plaza. To get there, head west from here until you reach Emerald Avenue, then look to the north. You should see a giant floating crystal called an Aetheryte. If it weren't for Aetherites, traveling around Eorzea would be a damn sight more troublesome than it is. Of course, you still need to attune with them before you can use them, so be sure to do that with the one in the plaza. You ever attuned with an Aetheryte before, Chris? If not, just lay your hand on the thing and you'll see what I mean. When you've done that, I want you to pay a visit to the Pugilist Guild over at the Platinum Mirage. Assuming those weapons of yours ain't just for show, you might consider training there. And finally, I want you to visit the Sapphire Avenue Exchange over on the steps of Thal. Goods from all across Eorzea beyond turn up there every day. You'll have no trouble finding armor, weapons, or anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. You might say that everything's for sale here in Uldar, as long as you got the gil. Just make sure as you don't pay more than you ought, Chris. There's plenty as won't scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners like yourself, especially if they think no one's looking out for their best interests. Which is why I'm giving you this letter. When you visit the exchange, find a gentleman named Cesaruga and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the markets once he's read it. In short then, Aetheryte Plaza, the Pugilist Guild, and the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Simple. Oh, but before you go, a word of advice. While there are more than a few unsavory characters out there who will try to take advantage of you, there are also some with honest-to-goodness problems who you should consider offering a helping hand to. A lot of folk are lured to this city by the promise of wealth and power. What many of them fail to realize is that instead of chasing after the guild the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that you're willing to give as much as you get, and opportunities will come your way. Speaking of which, you should speak with the smith over yonder. Those lads always have some good advice for the up-and-coming adventurers. Otherwise, that's about it from me. It's past time you got going. Oh, and let me know when you finished, will you? That way I won't spend my days worrying that you're down to your small clothes without a guild to your name. Alright, Juju, thanks for the hydrate, and Go get some rest. Oh, and a posture check too. Back up and in, and we're good. And now we can mobilize. All right, my first thing I want to do is get all my... Yeah, I know, mailbox capacity full. And now to show off all that I've... Recruit... Let's see. Baron Circlet, this was definitely... I don't remember when... I don't remember the... I think the Chocobo Chick Courier minion was Heaven's Ward. Sleipnir, because I bought it. The Recruit a Friend campaign, so I have a Draught Chocobo. Friendship Circlet for the... because I have friends. The Advent Attire. The Wind-Up Nanamo and Fat Chocobo Head. The Wind-Up Gilgamesh and the Inquire Within painting. I take way too much time just to do simple things. Wind-Up Moogle. Fat Chocobo Whistle. Wind-Up Goblin Minion and Goblin Cap. Wind-Up Odin Minion. Aetheryte Tickets. Wind-Up Warrior of Light and a set of Barding of Light. Behemoth Warhorn. Okay, we're gonna pause for a second because I don't wanna... Though in all fairness, I probably... Yay, a Fantasia! Oh, I forgot I did this during Hatching Tide. Ugh. Yeah, we're gonna pause the video for a second, because it still takes way too long to deal with Mogmail. I totally forgot that this was actually a thing. And now to do it all again. $19 and $20. Just blaze right through those things. Yes, I know. 5 more gold chocobo feathers. The Leonhard attire. The chicken knife, Sildra mount, and wind-up Bart's minion from the Stormblood Collector's Edition. The Alamegan earrings and the wind-up Red Mage minion from the Stormblood Collector's Edition pre-order. The Naming Way minion. The original Fat Chocobo Ristle. The Butler attire. The Inferno mask. Magic prisms. Set of Housemaid's attire. the crag mask. 5 more gold chocobo feathers. 5 more gold chocobo feathers and ballroom etiquette and proper greetings. 5 more gold chocobo feathers. Another 5 gold chocobo feathers. I have way too many of these things. Jesus fuck. I'm just gonna trade all my... Okay, this was the this was the Heaven's Ward Collector's Edition. Delete. I gotta practically clear out my entire thing just to get more. All right, there should be 1 more. There should be like 3 more. Oh. 5 more. Let's see. The Wind-Up Porom, Arion Horn, and Death Scythe for the Collector's Edition of Endwalker. The Wind-Up Pala Minion and the Menfina's Earring for pre-ordering Endwalker. The Revolver, the Wind-Up Fran, the Grani Horn, and the Revolver or Glamour Weapon for Gunbreaker, thanks to Shadowbringer's Collector's Edition. The Aetheryte Earrings and a Baby Gremlin Minion, that was Stormblood, I think? And the Falcon Ignition Key for pre-ordering Stormblood, I think. Look at all of this. I literally start and I've got like over 40 items to fucking deal with. All right. Let's catch up with old Crit Bayon Oronir. Wow, look at all the people who are now in Ul'dah to start off with. This used to be empty. Now a lot of people end up in Ul'dah. Anyway. Hail, adventurer! Might you have come at the behest of Miss Momody of the Quicksand? Excellent! Which brings us to the matter of the attunement fee. That would be 100,000 gil, if you please, sir. Apologies, but I do so relish the opportunity to make that jest. The look on your face was absolutely priceless. But the fact that you were so easily deceived suggests to me that you are unfamiliar with the use of aetherites. Allow me to explain. These crystalline agglomerations tap into ethereal energies and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Perchance you have heard of return and teleport? Well, these transportation spells make direct use of the aetherites and the connection to the flow of ether. Given that there is an aetherite in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer with a mind to explore the realm will wish to seek out and attune himself to each and every one. But even if you have no intention of wandering around the Sultanate's borders, it would be prudent for you to attune yourself to any aetherites you encounter from now on. I pray you found that informative. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherites or transportation magic, I should be happy to answer your questions. You attune with the Aetherite. You are now able to use the return spell. Alright. Now I have to go to the Pugilist Guild, which is actually over here. Now, normally I would give some glockenspiel about and do the voiceovers for this, but I'm just gonna blaze through this. And then I'll head over to the Thaumaturge's Guild, just so I have that. In retrospect, I would have started as a paladin or a gladiator in this case, but I wanted to start as pugilist because pugilist is what I started off as. And I've said it before so many times, especially in these particular streams. Now, I am going to follow the path that Bayan continued on, if only because, but I am going to fast forward through some of these things, just so we're not sitting here all day. Alright, so we attuned to this one. And then if I recall correctly, we attuned... Yep, we did go this way. There's so much that's changed, even just graphically, about Final Fantasy XIV. And then we cut across. Wait, just the Calamity Salvage. Oh, the Recompense Officer now. It used to just be the Calamity Salvager. I forgot. Why did they put the Recompense Officer? Probably just for the event items. Anyway, we attuned with the Ethernet shard at the Weaver's Guild. And then we cut down here. And cut across the Ruby Road Exchange. Oh, and there's now an Aetherite here that we can attune to. Which wasn't there before. Alright, Cesaruga. And you are... a newly come adventurer. But of course. Yes, I am Cesaruga. What can I do for you? Ah, you would have me teach you the ways of the marketplace? Very wise. As for my fee... What? You expect me to do it for free? Surely you jest. My dear adventurer, when you ask an Uldan for a favor, you should at least try to make it worth his while. Judging by your garb, I rather doubt you could afford my services, but the fact that you offer nothing is laughable. Oh, Mistress Momody instructed you to seek me out, did she? Consider yourself fortunate to have such influential friends. I shall be brief, and you shall be attentive. You stand in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the busiest and most profitable marketplace in the Sultanate. Being advantageously situated in relation to the other city-states, Uldar's markets have ever served as both the literal and figurative centers of Eorzean commerce. All the great overland trade routes lead to our city, and the majority of maritime trade between Vilbrand and Aldernod passes through our ports. Because of this, countless companies and consortia have chosen Uldar as their base of operations. They see to it that this marketplace is awash with merchants and moneylenders, day and night. Anything a man could ever desire can be purchased here, provided he has sufficient funds. Surely there is something you seek, adventurer? A deadlier sword, perhaps, or a shinier trinket? Whatever it is you want, the exchange will have it. To the north, you'll find merchants peddling armor and accessories, curatives and crafting materials. And to the south, you'll find weapons, tools, and an assortment of other useful items for sale. Seek out a particular merchant or browse to your heart's content, but do try to remain aloof should you find something that piques your interest. Decisions are made in the heat of the moment are usually unwise, especially where coin is concerned. That is all the complimentary aid you shall have from me, and far too much for my taste. My regards to Momody. Now, off with you! I'm actually going to go this way. Oh, wait, no. I have to go this way because there's also an Aetheryte outside the Adventurers Guild that I have to attune to. Cool. And now we can continue. How was your tour of the city, Chris? Get lost, did you? Aye, well, Uldar's a big place with lots to see and do, but wandering around aimlessly don't pay the bills. If you're serious about making a living here, you'll need to remember where things are. So, when you go exploring, explore like you've got a purpose, eh? Alright then, all that's left for you is to work hard, make money, and spend it here at the quicksand. And that completes the adventuring tutorial. And we got another level out of it. And while I'm at level 3 now, Bayan is at level 1 still. So, we're gonna go and it is a whole lot faster to complete quests now that, or at least to level up due to all the available boosts, I should say. I just wish I could skip these beginning scenes, but you have to in order to do much of anything. Ah, yes, I remember visiting the Pugilist Guild just to deliver a message. I need to check something real quick, though. Yes, I have complained about it once and I will complain about it again. Receiving the Mapping the Realm achievement for not exploring. I'm gonna blaze through some of this footage because we don't really need to go through all of it. Whoops. And now I'm level 4. There we go. Oh yeah, I have return. I can use that. In the time it took Bayon to get to level 2, I have already gotten to level 4. And now I've gotten the hunting log, which I will proceed to abuse. Especially since I don't want to... Since I don't want to do the No Woman's an Island quest. Now we get to kill huge hornets again. I sure as shit spent a lot of time freaking opening chests. Oh, I'm surprised that the Strife attire didn't... Oh, okay, they changed the stats for it, I think. Hold on, let me back up a bit. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. We didn't even have recommended gear back then. Oh, and we still had elemental attributes. No, we gotta hold up a second because I gotta show you this bullshit. I gotta make another scene because this is the biggest piece of bullshit ever that you gotta see. Window capture. So hold up. Let's back it up a little bit. Oh my God. Holy fuck buckets. I totally forgot about this. We used to have elemental attributes. Oh my God. What a blast from the past. It is just so crazy that we used to have this. In fact, what has changed since then? Let me open up my character menu. Okay, we got rid of the elemental resistances for one. We changed up strength, dexterity, and vitality. We don't have piety. Well, we have piety, but it's more along the lines of a healer trait nowadays. We now have 10. We don't have accuracy, and yeah, we don't have accuracy anymore. Critical hit rate has become direct hit rate. Determination is still there. Defense is still there. Magic defense is still there. Pari is now a thing. No, wait, Pari is no longer a thing. Attack power and skill speed are still the same. Attack magic, healing magic, potency, spell speed, they're all the same. Average item level, but now we have tenacity and piety as role traits instead of piety being an actual attribute. Wow, this menu takes me fucking back. And we had a resistances tab because there was stuff like poison resistance. But yes, so much has changed. Oh my God, I totally forgot about this. All right, let's continue. I did a whole bunch of quests and hunting log stuff just to get to level 4. I think I needed to do. Or wait. Oh, I already have the quest. Oh, wait, no. I can do the pugilist quest while I'm here. Actually, I don't remember. Actually, no, I didn't. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, we also have the main scenario guide now. Again, I will be changing up all of this as we progress, but let's go back to our level 4 quest because we're already way ahead of the game. Let's do it. Well, youngling, how are you finding our fine old Darthen? Got your bearings about you yet? If so, mayhap it's time you ventured beyond the city walls. The bustling streets of Uldar are one thing, but the wilds of Thanalan? That's another altogether. I know a bloke you might fancy speaking to, and he you. Name of Papashan. You'll find him over at the Uldar dispatch yard. No doubt he'll have some work for you. The dispatch yard's over in central Thanalan. Just head out the door across the hall and you'll see the Gate of Nod staring right back at you. Pass through it and head east. You'll come upon it for long. There's dangers beyond the wall, though. More than I'd care to count. Nothing too terrible, mind you, but feisty enough to attack if you draw near. Don't say nobody cared enough to warn you. All right. Might as well get some more hunts in. There we go. All right, let's talk to Papa Sean. Well, you certainly look the part of an adventurer, my friend. Might you be the good soul Momody advised me to expect, I am Papa Sean, station master of this humble dispatch yard. An empty title, I assure you. I truly am no more than a tired old Lalafell passing his final years in quiet and solitude. Well, no, there have been plenty of both these last 5 years since the calamity struck. Devastation is vast. Yet now true Uldans work together, doing all in our power to rebuild what was laid to ruin. By the sweat of our brows and the love of our home, we have rebuilt Uldar to the grandeur and majesty that you see today. The railways which run through this dispatch yard too were born of the noble efforts of a great many souls. But there's still much work to be done. The wounds left by the calamity run deep. Isolated areas beyond our lines of supply remain, and there are places yet wanting for relief and restoration. Uldar needs the aid of you and your brethren, friend. In fact, never has our need been more dire. Which brings me to the point, I suppose. I do believe I may have some work suited to one of your ability. Cool. I'll take the thigh boots, even though... And I've got Snap Punch now. And there's my combo. Let's talk to Papa Sean again. Since you've come all this way, perhaps you can perform an errand for me. It just so happens a number of sentries have been sent to guard the area. A dispatch to the dispatch yard, as it were. They've long been away from the shade and featherbeds of the city. Hot days and cold nights can play hells on the mind and body out here. It isn't much, but go and give them these twilight pretzels, would ya? I find comfort food always helps when I feel like killing myself. Alright, so the first one we went up to was up this hill. Does it take longer now to... And there are snapping shrews around here now. Halt! Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to put the pretzel on the ground and place your hands above your head. Here. State your name and business. Twilight Pretzel from Papa Sean. By the gods, forgive me. You could say this new post has my nerves in a twist. I'm terribly sorry for that. Yes, well, you may rest assured that the dispatch yard is safe so long as I stand watch. Please give Papa Sean my thanks, and tell him that I only wish I could repay the favor. And now I've got all my snapping shrews. Or not? Yeah, well, I'll grab one. Any road. What's in front? Clear. He's in front. Clear. Me? From Papa Sean? A Twilight Pretzel? My favorite! How did he know? Can't fry it on an empty stomach now, can I? Actually, I can't fight on any stomach. Suppose you could say I have no stomach. Fighting. Man, watching a side-by-side comparison of me playing this is just crazy. Oh, there's a servile one. Oh, save me. Scorching days, freezing nights. I suppose will be the end of me. A twilight pretzel? Don't mind if I do. Ah, now that's a refreshing God's damn pretzel. I feel reborn. All right, let's talk to Papa Sean again. You've returned, and with a deal fewer pretzels, I see. Tell me, how far are Sultan Sworn sentries? Did they have anything to report? Anything at all? What? Nothing? You sure? Oh dear. Take this for your troubles, then, and stay a moment. There's more I would ask of you. And with that, we have completed pretty much the point where episode 1A ends. Oh, and we made it to level 7 now. So, with that, we are going to move on to episode 1B in a few minutes. But that was a side-by-side comparison of the first few quests. We will return to that in a little while, but we will move on to episode 2A in the next time. For now, we're going to move on to episode 1B, in which we will start in Gridania. For now, though, if you're watching on Twitch, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick ad break for more water and whatnot. But if you haven't done it yet, hit the follow button and turn on notifications so you're well informed. If you're watching on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe by clicking here and click the bell icon for notifications. Click here to watch more. Click here to watch the full replay, and click here to watch the next episode when it comes out. See you in a bit.